Broadcasting live from the Meridix via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you are ready to settle in for the first night of the penultimate week of GNASH play in the calendar year of 2022. Games this week, games next week, and then off for the holidays until Wednesday, January 4th. The full Phase 3 schedule has been posted. Final night of the regular season scheduled to be Thursday, January 26th. Hopefully we won't have any weather systems forcing any delays by that point. That means night one of the playoffs will be January 30th. And we kick off Phase 3, and that means that everybody who sat idle, well, just about everybody who sat idle for Phase 2 while those four teams did the round robin, are hitting the ice tonight. Well, not all of them. NBA had the 4 p.m. practice here on Rink B at Centennial, so they're returning to the ice Wednesday night. But everybody else is getting back to it today. So let's go over the scores from last week, last Monday night, the final night of the Phase 2 round robin. Centennial beat Independence 7-2, while Rutherford Rampage beat Father Ryan 3-2. And now the final round robin standings. Rutherford winning the pool with a record of 2 wins and 1 tie. Father Ryan finishing 2 teams moving up to Tier 1. Centennial finishing third at 1-2. Independence finishing with 2 losses and a tie. Those two moving down to Tier 2. And now let's look at the final standings from Phase 1 of the regular season. Tier 1, Ravenwood and NBA both finishing 6-1. Brentwood finishing 5-1-1. Pope Prep CPA GCA 4-2-1. Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon 2-4-1. Franklin BGA 1-4-2. Independence 1-6, and Centennial finishing 0-6-1. Remember, for the top 6 finishers in Tier 1, their records for GNASH Cup purposes are going to carry over to this phase, Phase 3. However, for both tiers in Phase 3, only the final standings for Phase 3 themselves are going to determine everyone's seeds for the playoffs. So we could have one team that wins the GNASH Cup as regular season champions, and we could have one team that's the 1 seed for the Predators Cup. Final Tier 2 standings in Phase 1. Father Ryan finishing 6-1. Rutherford Rampage finishing second, 5-1-1. USNBA Nashville Christian finishing at 5-2. Nolensville-Ensworth-Lipscomb and Summit Page both finishing 3-3-1. Hendersonville Beach and the Outlaws both finishing 2-5. And Station Camp Liberty Creek finishing at 0-6-1. The schedule for today, it is a full 7-game Monday. And it gets started. Well, we have 2 5 o'clock starts coming up here in a few minutes on Rink B at Centennial. Summit Page taking on Nolensville-Ensworth-Lipscomb. And on Rink 2 in Bellevue, Ravenwood taking on Father Ryan. So the Fighting Irish in their first got an issue in the one of the locker rooms where where NBA were dressing up for their practices, or for their practice. Anyway, Ravenwood and Father Ryan should be getting underway in a few minutes on Rink 2 in Bellevue. So Father Ryan being thrown to the Wolves. They win a place in Tier 1 for the rest of the season. And who do they have to play right off the bat? Ravenwood. 6:30 on Rink B here at Centennial. Brentwood against Franklin. We'll have that game for you starting at 6:25. 6:35 on Rink 2 in Bellevue. The Outlaws taking on Independence. So the poor Outlaws have to see if they can match up with the Eagles. But this is the oh dear Lord matchup of the night. 7:40 on Rink A here at Centennial. Centennial taking on Station Camp Liberty Creek. Just because they both finished Phase 1 with a record of 6 wins and a loss doesn't mean they are equal. They are not equal at all. I'll tell you that right now. 8 o'clock here on Rink B at Centennial. USMBA Nashville Christian taking on Hendersonville Beach. And at 8:10 on Rink B or Rink 2 in Bellevue, Pope Prep CPA GCA taking on Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon. All right, so let's talk about the two teams playing this first game. Starting with Summit Page, coached by Greg Sowers, but he is suspended for tonight. I'll tell you why in a moment. We're going to go over the results of their games from Phase 1. In the very first game of the regular season on September 28th, 2 months ago tonight, they beat the Outlaws 3-2. Then went on a 3-game losing streak. Lost to Nolensville-Ensworth-Lipscomb 5-1 on October 3rd. Lost to USNBA Nashville Christian 6-2 on October 5th. Lost to Father Ryan 5-1 on October 17th. But they're on a 3-game unbeaten streak coming into tonight. October 24th, a 3-3 tie with Rutherford, which was almost a win, but Rutherford tied the game with 6 seconds to go and got the draw. A 7-0 win over Hendersonville Beach on Halloween, and a 12-5 win over Station Camp Liberty Creek on November the 7th. Now, that 12-5 win over Station Camp, there were 23 total penalties in that game. 13 of them were against Summit. So Greg Sowers is suspended for tonight's game because his team got more than 12 penalties in it. Jacob Wagner is suspended for tonight. He got a boarding major in that game. And Aiden Garner is suspended for 2 games. He's suspended for 1 game for a cross-check to the head, and he got 4 penalties in that game against Station Camp. So Summit Page with 3 personnel, 2 players and their head coach suspended for tonight's game. Now, let's go over the stats for Summit from Phase 1. James Gilmartin was the team's leading scorer. He had 13 points from 6 goals and 7 assists. Mason Breedlove, 9 points from 4 goals and 5 assists. Zach Ellis wasn't on the roster to start the season, but he came back for their last 2 games, and he was the 3rd leading scorer with 7 points from 3 goals and 4 assists. Jacob Lacentia, 6 points from a goal and 5 assists. Jackson Crawford, 5 points from 2 goals and 3 assists. Caden Cross, 4 points from 3 goals and an assist. Aiden Garner, 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Evan Duffy, 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Daniel Lawrence, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Hunter Haley, 2 points from goals. Cam White and Hudson Halterd each with 2 points from a goal and an assist. Mason McKinnon, a point from a goal. And Jonah Ferguson and Nathan Metzger each with a point from an assist. On to goalie play, Brady Tessier played in 5 of Summit's Phase 1 games. His record 2-2-1. He played 210 minutes. Goals against average of 3.6. He had 1 shutout. Allowed 18 goals on 105 shots and turned away the other 87. His save percentage in Phase 1 was .830. Jack Greenwell played in 2 games. 1-1 was his record. He was in net for the game against the Outlaws that they won. He played 82.5 minutes. Goals against average of 3.56. No shutouts. He allowed 7 goals on 39 shots and turned away the other 32. His save percentage in Phase 1 was .820. On to Nolensville, coached by Tim McAllister. And let's go over the results of their Phase 1 games. They opened with their October 3rd win over the Summit Page team, 5-1. October 5th, they lost to the Outlaws 9-7. 3-3 tie with Station Camp Liberty Creek on October 17th. 9-5 win over Hendersonville Beach on October 24th. A Halloween 8-4 loss to Rutherford Rampage. Their last win in Phase 1 was a big one, a 3-2 win over Father Ryan on November 7th, but then they lost their last game in Phase 1, 5-4 to USNBA Nashville Christian on November the 9th. Hold on, folks. I gotta check the box score for that Outlaws game and see if no, they still haven't entered the shots for Brooke Stevenson from that game against the Outlaws. The Phase 1 stats for Nolensville. Seth Hagan was the team's leading scorer. He had 19 points from 10 goals and 9 assists. Justin Nosko, 15 points from 9 goals and 6 assists. Ben Sonkin, 9 points from 6 goals and 3 assists. Jack Edwards, 7 points from 3 goals and 4 assists. Trex Hooper, 5 points from 2 goals and 3 assists. Henry Cravens, 5 points from a goal and 4 assists. Hudson Honeybone, 5 points from assists. Brandon Bello, 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Jackson Malleus Mayer and Jack Stooner each with 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Reese Avery, 3 points from assists. Jacob Francie and Nora Romano each had 2 points from assists. On the goalie play, Ruben Allen played in 5 games. His record 3-1-1. Played 210 minutes. Goals against average of 3.2. No shutouts. He allowed 16 goals on 146 shots and turned away the other 130. His save percentage in Phase 1 was .890. Brooke Stevenson played in 2 games, both of which Nolensville lost, so his record 0-2. He played 84 minutes. Unfortunately, I can't read the rest of his stats except for he allowed 17 goals, and that is because the shot totals for both goaltenders from that Nolensville Outlaws game on October 5th were never put into the box score. So the goals against average is not accurate, nor are the shots faced, nor the saves made, and the save percentage is not accurate either. So Zach Ellis was not in the lineup when these two teams met on October 3rd, meaning this one should be different than the last time these two teams met. Ruben Allen got a starting goal for Nolensville. Brady Tessier, the freshman, got a starting goal for Summit. For this first period, Summit will carry the puck towards me. Nolensville will carry it away from me. GNASH hockey back from the holidays. And Summit and Nolensville back on the ice after a couple of weeks of idle time. And the Knights win the draw, bring it into the Summit zone only to have the puck stolen away. And here's a chance for James Gilmartin, a shot blockered away by Allen. Getting off a shot from the right circle. Jackson Crawford now. James Gilmartin in the right wing corner. Now Gilmartin driving it back down low. Try to get it back down low to Gilmartin. Henry Cravens trying to pass up the near side. Seth Hagan with it, but he had it go off his stick, and it's still in the Nolensville end. Goes out to center. Dumped back in by Summit. Jacob Francie with a puck for the Knights. Puck in the Nolensville zone, or puck in the Summit zone, excuse me. Nolensville changing the line. Puck chipped into the Nolensville end on the left wing side. Here's a shot. Score! Caden Cross from the bottom of the left circle sends the puck into the back of the net from an on angle. He really wasn't bottom of the left circle. He was just right on the goal line. Took the on angle shot, and it goes into the back of the net. And that's Summit's first goal of Phase 3. Puts them up 1-0 with 12:36 to go in the first period. Puck in the Nolensville zone again on the right wing side. Hudson Honeybone around the back of his own net. Trying to fight off a hit from Cross. Honeybone. Left wing corner, banking it off the near boards. And clearing it out was Jax Dooner. Now Jack Edwards at center. Into the Summit zone. Oh, no, offside. He handed the puck off to Brandon Bello and then stepped into the zone before Bello did. 12:06 to go in the first. 1-0. Summit Page. Draw is going to be on the dot across from the Summit bench. One by Nolensville, and the puck dumped into the Summit zone. It's at the inboards. And here come the Spartans. Puck brought into the Nolensville end of the left wing side. There's a shot. Gloved and held on to by Allen. Shot coming from Mason McKinnon above the left circle. Draw going to be to the right of Allen. One by Summit and a shot on goal to be turned away by Allen. Puck carried to center. Offside again. Go Nolensville into the Summit zone. Was Justin Nosko carrying the puck this time. I think he handed it off to Seth Hagan and then went into the zone, or maybe Hagan went in before Nosko. 11:34 to go in the first. 1-0 Summit. Summit bringing the puck into the Nolensville zone again. It's in the right wing corner. Seth Hagan pushing. Not sure who he's pushing off just yet. Pushing Hunter Haley off the puck. Puck on the near side of the Nolensville zone now. Hudson Honeybone with it. Lost it though. Sean Scott behind the net, pushed into the boards. Puck passed up the far boards and out by Nolensville. Dumped back into the Nolensville zone, but Hunter Haley had to get back on side. Here's Nosko, left wing side of the Summit zone. Driving the puck back to Seth Hagan, but that was broken up. Hagan dropping it down the wall into the left wing corner. Passed up to the left point, Hudson Honeybone. Honeybone moving down the left wing, tried to center. Comes out up top. Now Honeybone with it again, left point, a shot. Turned away by Tessier, I think. I'm not really sure. Didn't have a good look through that crowd. Puck on the inboards again, now brought out in front by Hagan, and a shot stopped. Honeybone holding it in. Pass across, misses everybody. Hagan on the right wing side. Passing down low, Nosko trying to backhand it out in front, but unable to get a stick on it. Was Trex Hooper. Now the puck sliding through center back into the Nolensville zone. Allen out to play it. He's going to try and leave it for Jacob Francie. Francie trying to backhand it up the far wall. Here's Hagan. Firing it up the wall to center, and Nosko. Nosko left wing side of the Summit zone. Taking an on-angle shot that went across the front of the net. Now a shot from Jackson Malleus-Mayer had to be turned, or sorry, Henry Cravens had to be turned away by Tessier. Puck back in the Nolensville zone. Getting knocked into the inboards behind the net was Cam White. Taking the hit from Henry Cravens. Puck out up top, past the slot, intercepted and carried out by Grant Rank. Now there's Henry Cravens back in the Summit zone trying to drop it back. And the Spartans come up with it. Can they carry it out? They do. James Gilmartin pushed into the boards at the Nolensville bench. Here's Mason McKinnon dropping back into his own zone with the puck. Passing it over to Caden Cross, who's going to dump it into the Nolensville end. Cross with the only goal of the game so far, as he chases the puck and backhands it up to the right point. And a shot hit a skate, comes over the left circle, a shot, oh, good save by Ruben Allen. Daniel Lawrence with a rebound try from the left circle. Allen got over in time to make the save. The initial shot came from the right point, and Jacob Placentia. 8:19 to go in the first, 1-0 Summit. Draws to Allen's right. Nolens will win the draw, but it's held into the blue line by Placentia. Puck coming towards the net again. Now it's below the goal line. Placentia now at the end boards, going around the back of the net. Comes out to the left wing side. Pass in front, went off the stick of Caden Cross. Never got to the net. Now Cross in front again, and his shot misses the net to the left of Allen. Jack Edwards with a puck at center for Nolensville decides to curl back into his own zone and passes across to Hudson Honeybone. Honeybone back into the Summit end of the left wing side. Passes the puck down. Jack Stooner trying to put it in front. Some Summit sticks coming down and breaking up those passes. And here come the Spartans again. Puck poked off Mason McKinnon's stick. And here's Jack Stooner through center into the Summit end on the left wing side. Trying to backhand it across to that back post, but it's knocked away by a Summit stick. And here come the Spartans again. Puck chip back into the Nolensville zone. Put in front, oh, and having to knock it away with Sean Scott right next to him was Allen. Puck at center, but it's going to be brought back in by Mason Breedlove, and his shot gloved and held onto by Allen. Allen slid to his left. It was going to miss the net, but he gloves and hangs on just to be safe. 6:52 to go in the first, still 1-0 Summit. Draws to Allen's left. Won by Summit, but turned over to Nolensville. Here's Seth Hagan, left wing side of the Summit zone, trying to drive it back. Shot, score! Trex Hooper. He got the drop back pass and fires it into the left-hand side of the Summit net. And it's 1-1 with 6:38 to go in the first period. So Trex Hooper scoring Nolensville's first goal of Phase 3. Trex Hooper, the freshman, played last year as an 8th grader. One of the 9 Ensworth players on this roster. As Nolensville will win the draw, but they give it away. Russell Jankowski giving the puck away to James Gilmartin. And now here's Justin Nosko carrying it out of the Nolensville zone up the near side into the Summit zone, trying to cross to the left wing. Tried to pass down low, put out in front, and I think it was Trex Hooper. Yeah, it was Trex Hooper trying to get a stick on it, could not. Seth Hagan now out near the blue line, passing over to the left wing side. It actually goes to the end boards. Nice job by Hudson Honeybone to keep the puck alive on the left wing boards. He'll send it back down deep, Seth Hagan. Hagan behind the net. Passing it over. Hagan putting it out in front. Now Hagan at the end boards again trying to put it out in front. Nosko's there. Oh, but he flips it past the net to the right of Tessier. And Summit clear the puck. They withstand that pressure, and they get it back into the Nolensville zone. Icing, though. It was a pass across that went off the stick of James Gilmartin. And I guess he was just right behind the red line when he touched it, so that's why they call icing. 5:16 to go in the first, game tied at 1. Draw going to be to Brady Tessier's left. Won by Summit. Puck backhanded into the Nolensville zone, into the right wing corner. Nora Romano sending it around to the near side. Will Brothers try to pass across, but that's intercepted. Caden Cross, there's a shot turned away by Allen. That shot coming from the left circle, and Daniel Lawrence now shot from the left point, misses the net. Looking for a tip in front was Caden Cross. And he tried to pass it up to the right point, but that misses. No, I'm sorry, Nora Romano got in there and iced it. I thought Cross made a bad pass, but it was Nora Romano with an icing. 4:40 to go in the first, still 1-1. Draws to the left of Allen, won by Nolensville. Puck carried to center by Brandon Bello. Bello, left wing side of the Summit zone. Poked off his stick. Fired around the wall, held in at the right point and sent back down by Jacob Francie. Puck hopping into the left wing corner. Summit trying to get it out, they do. To the Nolensville zone on the right wing side, picked up. And a shot knocked away by the glove of Ruben Allen. And the rebound try, shot into Allen's chest, and he hangs on for the whistle. Both those shots coming from Sean Scott. 4:09 to go in the first. Game still tied at 1. Draw's going to be to the left of Allen. It's in the Nolensville zone at the end boards behind the net. Russell Jankowski turns it over. Sean Scott trying to put it out in front. It ends up back behind the net. Jankowski now on the far side. Passing to center, intercepted though by Mason McKinnon. Puck fired to the inboards of the Summit zone by Henry Cravens. And from center, the puck ends up in the the Summit bench off the stick of Will Brothers. 3:18 to go in the first. Game still tied at 1. Draw right at center. Ends up in the Summit zone deep. Mason Breedlove behind the net, passing to his right. It's out at center. Brought back in by Hudson Honeybone on the right wing side. Tried to drop it up top for Seth Hagan. And now a steal and a clear by Summit. Honeybone at center again. Passing over to Nora Romano, but she gives the puck away. And, Cam White shoots from the right circle, but he whiffed on it from inside the Nolensville end. And the puck ends up out of play on the bleacher side of the ice. 2:37 to go in the first, still 1-1. Pass attempt to Seth Hagan, and the slot was broken up. Now here comes Summit. James Gilmartin trying to drop the puck up top, but that was broken up by the stick of Trex Hooper. Now Hagan back in the Summit zone trying to cross to the right wing side. Puck taken away. And a pass attempt misses the stick of Cam White and goes into the Nolensville zone for an icing with 2:06 to go in the first, and the game's still tied at 1. Draw going to be to the right of Tessier, Brady Tessier. It's won by Summit. They carry it out. And it's brought into the Nolensville zone on the left wing side, and a shot hit the bar and goes into the netting above the glass. That was Daniel Lawrence. Shooting it off the top of the crossbar and out. Oh. I guess they're saying it hit a Nolensville stick, and that's what caused it to hit the bar and go out. They're dropping the puck to the right of Allen. Won by Summit. Lawrence trying to pass to the net. Sean Scott with a shot that goes off the stick of Russell Jankowski and into the netting above the glass, and it ends up being cradled in a part of the net that is tied up against a screw on the back of the, what do you call those? Stanchions. Draw to the right of Allen, won by Summit, and a shot from the blue line, and Jacob Lacentia stopped and covered up. Draw going to be to Allen's left again. Or it's going to be to his left this time. The last draw was to his right. Draw one by Nolensville. Puck coming around on the near boards. James Gilmartin picks it up for Summit. Pass across right circle. A shot stopped and held onto by Allen. That shot coming from, I think, Cam White. .90 seconds to go in the period. Game tied at 1. Draw is to the left of Ruben Allen. Won by Nolensville. Hudson Honeybone trying to zigzag around his own zone to bring it out. He's going to bring it out and pass it up the far side to Seth Hagan. Hagan left wing side of the Summit zone. Fires it across. Oh, he's trying to get it to Trex Hooper at the back post, but Hooper sent it wide of the net. Puck out in front, but it's picked up by a Summit stick. I think it's Cam White. Last minute of the first, White, right wing side of the Nolensville zone, shakes off a hit attempt from Honeybone. Carries the puck around the back of the net, passes it up to the left point. Sent back down to White. James Gilmartin also in the left wing corner. Now White comes out in front of shot. Oh, hit the left leg pad of Allen. And a rebound off the left leg pad of Allen while he was down. That rebound try came from Jackson Crawford. Puck out in front again. And a stick goes flying to the inboards. It was the stick of Justin Nosko. Puck still in the zone. Now James Gilmartin. Puck out at center. Cam White picks it up. Under 20 seconds left in the period. White, long-range shot from center, gloved and held onto by Allen. 12.7 seconds to go in the first of the game, tied at 1, but Ruben Allen making 2 huge saves just seconds ago. Cam White with a shot that went off the left leg pad of Allen, and then Allen laying on his stomach in the crease while Jackson Crawford backhanded a shot that also went off of Allen's left leg pad. Keeps this game tied at 1, draws to Allen's right. Won by Nolensville. But it's held in, and a shot from the blue line stopped. Oh, and then the rebound set across the front of the net, and time's going to run out on the first. Not sure who that was from the blue line that had the shot, but Mason Breedlove and Evan Duffy both had a chance to put the puck in the net from in front, but they sent it across the front of the net into the left wing corner, and that's how the first period ends. Both teams getting a goal. Caden Cross scoring for Summit just 84 seconds into the game, and then later in the first, Trex Hooper putting Nolensville on the board. So Nolensville and Summit tied at 1 at the end of 1. And it appears that the Ravenwood Hockey Twitter account is not going to keep us updated on the game against Father Ryan that's going on in Bellevue right now. Brady Tessier still in goal for Summit Page. Ruben Allen still in goal for Nolensville-Ensworth-Lipscomb. For this second period, Nolensville will carry the puck towards me. Summit will carry it away from me. Looks like it was Jonah Ferguson who had that initial shot on the final rush, or the final Summit rush of the first period. As Summit win the draw, and Cam White fires one past the net from just inside the Nolensville zone. Puck behind the Nolensville net. White with a shot turned away, but we get a whistle. And we're going to have our first penalty of the game. Russell Jankowski going to the box for roughing. And so just 20 seconds have gone in this second period. 13:40 to go. Game tied at 1. Summit Page getting the first power play of the game. Draw is going to be to Ruben Allen's left. One by Summit. Cam White. Sent around the boards by Hudson Honeybone and out. Picked up by Nolensville. 2-on-1 here, maybe. Justin Nosko. Left circle, a shot turned away by Brady Tessier. It's Seth Hagen with him. Now Hagen below the right circle. Around the back of the net. Oh, he comes up front, scores! Hagen looked like he was going to go all the way around the back of the net. Saw there was an opening on the left-hand side. Stepped back out and got it to go off the left leg pad of Tessier and in. And it's a short-handed goal for Nolensville to put them up 2-1 with 13:05 to go in the second. Ravenwood leading Father Ryan 1-0 at the end of one. How many seconds left in the penalty? 86 seconds left in the penalty against Nolensville. Jonah Ferguson with a puck in the Nolensville zone, banking it off the far boards and out to center. Chip back in by Jack Edwards, and then Mason McKinnon sends it into the netting above the glass. Draws to Tessier's left. Draw one by Nolensville. Puck out on the near side. Under a minute left in the power play for Summit. Clearing attempt held into the blue line. Jack Edwards, but then he's pickpocketed from behind by Daniel Lawrence, trying to pass ahead to Evan Duffy. Puck goes off Duffy's stick back into the Nolensville zone. Big battle for the puck on the inboards behind the Nolensville net. 30 seconds to go in the penalty, and finally the official blows his whistle because there wasn't enough puck movement. 28 seconds to go in the power play. 12:08 to go in the second. 2-1 Nolensville. Seth Hagen scoring just 55 seconds into this second period. Draws to Allen's left. Puck out in front. They score! It's Hudson Halters. Puck came towards the net off the draw. Halter's got to the right-hand side of it and sent it home to tie the game at 2 with exactly 12 minutes to go in the second, and it's a power play goal as well. Draw one by Summit. Puck at center, but turned over to Nolensville. Trex, or Jack Dooner, sending it into the Summit zone, backhanding it out in front of the net, but it's sent away by Mason Breedlove. Puck out at center now. Jack Edwards inside the Nolensville zone, passing it over to Hudson Honeybone. Now Honeybone brings it into the Summit zone, left wing side. Whiffs on a pass attempt. Puck out on the far side. Jackson Crawford banging it off the boards and out. Offside warning against Summit, which is dropped as soon as Cam White gets back onside. And I don't know if it was a pass attempt or what, but a Nolensville player just sent the puck all the way down the ice on goal, and Brady Tessier to make the save. Puck back in the Nolensville end. Knight's trying to work it around and get it out. Jack Stooner turns it over. Cam White gives it away. Puck out at center. Jack Edwards dumping it back into the Summit zone on the right wing side. But he's pushed away from it and it's cleared. Puck back in the Summit end on the left wing side. Mason Breedlove trying to clear it out. Jackson Crawford trying to bank it off the boards and get it out. It's still in the zone. Justin Nosko behind the net. Comes out to the left side, right side, and shoots it off the post to the left of Tessier. The outside of the post. Cam White now at center. First Summit into the Nolensville end of the left wing side. Tried to go out wide to make a pass. He's got Seth Hagan all over him, and Hagan gets the puck off of him. Puck behind the net. Mason McKinnon left point. His shot stopped and held on to by Allen. 9:31 to go in the second, and the game is tied at 1. Draw was to the right of Allen. Puck on the right-hand side of the net, and he's got it covered again. Puck trickling into the Summit zone off the draw towards the net, picked up and swept out by Mason McKinnon. Brought back in by Seth Hagan. Hagan dropping it back to the right wing side. Trex Hooper going below the goal line, around the back of the net. Puts it out in front. Oh, and it's sent just wide to the left of the net by Justin Nosko. Puck out at the left point. Hudson Honeybone getting pushed down, and it's a penalty. He got cross-checked. And that penalty was committed by Caden Cross. So Nolensville will get their first power play of the game. It's tied at 2, 8:49 to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the right of Tessier. Draw one by Nolensville. Seth Hagan on the right wing boards. Hands it off to Henry Cravens, who chips it back down low. Justin Nosko left wing boards now. Puck poked off his stick. He'll send it around to the right wing side. Trex Hooper drops it back to the end boards for Hagan to pick up. Hagan comes out to the left wing side. Out towards the blue line. And the puck poked off his stick. Oh, but it stayed in the zone, and now it's cleared out by Mason Breedlove. And now Jackson Crawford, right wing side of the Nolensville zone, a shot turned away by Allen. Here comes Hagan again. It's Cam White who took the puck off of him and allowed Mason Breedlove to set up that chance for Crawford as Hagan has bumped off the puck inside the Summit zone. It's cleared out. Under a minute left in the power play for the Knights. Hudson Honeybone. Carrying the puck through center into the Summit zone on the left wing side. Hands it off to Jax Dooner. Now puck put out in front, and shot went across the front of the net by Hagan, from Hagan. Under 30 seconds left of the power play. Here's Hagan in the slot, lost the puck. Now he puts it out in front. Oh, stopped, and they score on the rebound. It's Dooner. The initial shot from Jack Edwards was stopped by Tessier. He didn't know where the rebound was, but Jax Dooner knocks it into the bottom corner on the left-hand side of the net to convert the power play and put Nolensville up 3-2 with 7:09 to go in the second. Puck brought into the Nolensville zone. Hudson alters a shot. Turned away by Ruben Allen. And here come Nolensville again. Jack Dooner shot in the right circle. Stopped by Tessier. A rebound hopped off him. Someone able to get it out. It's taken back by Nolensville, though. Poked back into the Summit zone. Trying to clear it up the wall was Zach Peterson. Now there's Jack Edwards behind the net. Coming out to the left wing side, or trying to. Puck flipped through the air out in front. Sean Scott with it. Trying to carry it out, but stolen away by Jacob Francie and dumped back into the Summit zone. Jonah Ferguson passing it up the far side to Scott. Scott out at center. Into the Nolensville zone. Hudson Halter's now right circle, trying to get to the front of the net. Trying to back in and out in front. Nolensville trying to clear, and they do. It's out at center, trickling back into the Summit zone. Picked up and cleared by Jonah Ferguson. And he ices it. 5:50 to go in the second, and it's 3-2 Nolensville. Draw's going to be to Tessier's right. One by Nolensville. Turned over to Summit, though, and it's in the Nolensville zone. Knights controlling, however. Seth Hagan. Passing ahead to Trex Hooper. Hagan now has the puck again, crosses the red line. Gets it into the Summit zone on the right wing side. Mason McKinnon tried to slap it out, knocked down by Justin Nosko. Now the puck sent back into the Nolensville end. Comes around to the near side boards. It's out at center again, picked up by Hagan. Hagan left wing side of the Summit zone. Gets brought down. He's drawn a penalty. Brought down by Cam White. And the call against White is tripping. So with 4:53 to go in the second, Nolens will return to the power play up. 3-2. Draws to the right of Tessier. Won by Summit. Jacob Placenti tried to clear, held in at the left point. Hudson Honeybone passes over to Henry Cravens, now to the right half wall, and Hagan. Now Trex Hooper, right wing corner, try to put it in front for Nosko. Turns it over to Caden Cross, who tries to clear. Kept alive by Nolensville. Hagan in the right circle. Passes behind the net to Hooper, put out in front for Hagan, and his shot hit the left-hand post, and also Tessier had to knock it away, and Summit clear the puck down ice. Here come Nolensville on another rush. But they turn the puck over to Summit. They turn it right back over to Nolensville. Hudson Honeybone in the Summit zone on the right wing side. Passes out up top. Here's Hagan trying to go to the front of the net. Oh, and he sends it just wide to the right of Tessier. Nosko. Left wing corner pushed into the boards. Honeybone. Passing out to the top of the right circle. Hagan a shot, missed the net to the right of Tessier. Under a minute left in the power play for Nolensville. Puck out at center, Honeybone. Now Cravens ahead for Hagan. Hagan back into the Summit end of the right wing side. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Knights. Trex Hooper passing the puck down the wall. Now back to Hooper on the left half wall. Back up to the left point, Cravens. Cravens moving along the blue line, passing to the right wing. Back across, and the shot from Justin Nosko deflected into the netting above the glass. Off the stick of Jonah Ferguson. Sorry, it was not Nosko, it was Trex Hooper who had that shot. 14 seconds left in the power play, 3:06 to go in the second. 3-2, Nolensville draws to the right of Tessier. Drawing by Summit, but turned over to Nolensville. Russell Jankowski's shot hit a Summit shin, went to the boards. Mason McKinnon clears, and that should kill off the rest of the penalty. It does. Summit back at even strength. Puck brought back into the Summit zone, though, but poked off the stick of Reese Avery and cleared out. It's an icing, though, against the Spartans. Draws to Tessier's left. Won by Nolensville, and a shot from Russell Jankowski was blocked. Back the other way goes Summit, and a backhander stopped by Ruben Allen. He's got it. Not sure where that shot came from. Draw's going to be to Allen's left. Won by Summit, and a shot turned away. Rebound! A score! Puck ended up in the crease. Hunter Haley was in the crease, but I'm not sure if it was him who put it in because Sean Scott was the one doing most of the celebrating. Game is tied at 3 with 2:20 to go in the second. Draw one by Summit. Puck dumped into the Nolensville zone. On angle shot from Hunter Haley knocked down. Kept in Jonah Ferguson. Now here come Nolensville. Jacob Francie, left wing side of the Summit zone. Stops. Takes a shot, turned away by Tessier, who pulls in the rebound and covers. He didn't really pull it in. He kept it near him. Draw is going to be to his right. Minute 44 to go in the second, game tied at 3. Draw one by Nolensville. Russell Jankowski at the blue line. Puck taken off his stick by Cam White, who's going the other way. White crossing over to the right wing side. He's in the Nolensville zone, taking a shot. Stopped and held onto by Allen. Ravenwood leading Father Ryan 3-0 after 2. And now here's a chance for Nolensville. Trex Hooper, had the puck poked off his stick, but he was also fouled going to the front of the net. It was double teamed by Ferguson and Breedlove. And it looks like it's Breedlove who committed the penalty. Slash. So Nolensville will return to the power play with the game tied at 3, 78 seconds to go in the second. Draws to the right of Tessier. One by Nolensville. Hudson Honeybone passing over to Henry Cravens. Cravens a shot. Knocked out in front, score! Trex Hooper with his second of the game. It's a shot that I don't know if it ever hit Tessier. Tessier didn't know where it was. It landed to his left, and Trex Hooper merely slides it over the goal line for his second goal of the game to convert the power play and put Nolensville up 4-3 with 69 seconds to go in the second. Puck in the Summit zone again. But the Spartans come up with it and get it out. Under a minute left in the second now. Jacob Francie firing it around to the far side. It's out at center. Mason McKinnon. Pass is intercepted. Brought back into the Summit zone by Hudson Honeybone, and his shot hit the skates of Jacob Placentia. Puck put out in front, but it misses everybody. 30 seconds left in the period. Nazco dropping it deep. McKinnon sending it around. And puck held in at the right point and sent back down. And here is McKinnon. Mason McKinnon, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Sent it towards the net, turned away by Allen. Puck out in front. James Gilmartin shoots it wide. Trex Hooper clears it out, and that's going to be it for the second. Well, that was a good second period if you like scoring. We came into the period with the game tied at 1. Nolensville won the period 3-2. Goals from Seth Hagan, Trex Hooper, I'm not sure who had the other one. I think it's either Jax Dooner or Nazco that had the other one. And for Summit Page, scoring was Hudson Halters and I think Sean Scott. It's Nolensville-Ensworth-Lipscomb leading Summit Page 4-3 at the end of 2. So we're going to play games these next 2 weeks and then pause the season for the holidays and resume on January 4th. Some teams will play 2 games. Some will play 3. 2 teams are going to play 4 games over these next 2 weeks. Mount Juliet, Green Hill, Lebanon, and Hendersonville Beach are going to play 4 games over these next 2 weeks, meaning they'll have 3 left on the other side of the holiday break. Summit Page will have 3 games in this 2-week span. The game against Nolensville right now. Then Wednesday night over on Rink A here at Centennial, they'll play Hendersonville. And then next Monday they close out their pre-Christmas slate by taking on USNBA Nashville Christian at Bellevue. And then Nolensville, the game against Summit tonight. And then they have just one next week. They take on Hendersonville here on Rink B at Centennial at 8 o'clock. So Summit playing 2, Hendersonville playing Summit playing 3, Hendersonville playing 2. No, Nolensville playing 2. Reuben Allen still in goal for Nolensville. Brady Tessier still in goal for Summit Page. For this third period, Summit will carry the puck towards me. Nolensville will carry it away from me. Puck in the Summit zone. Comes up to the right point. Russell Jankowski sends it back down low. Will Brothers trying to put it in front for Reese Avery. And it's cleared by Summit. It'll be an icing, in fact, as that takes exactly 30 seconds off the clock. Draw is going to be to the right of Tessier. Coming up next, Brentwood taking on Franklin BGA. Draw one by Summit. Long-range shot from the blue line, stopped by Tessier. They score on the rebound. It's Edwards. Initial shot from Jax Dooner at the blue line. Tessier made the save, and he had Nazco and Edwards all over him, banging the puck away, and it's Edwards who eventually puts it in the back of the net to give Nolensville a 5-3 lead with 13:02 to go. Draw one by Nolensville. They bring the puck into the Summit zone. And a shot from Henry Cravens was blocked in front. And there's going to be a penalty. It's going to be against Nolensville. Henry Cravens is going to go to the box for roughing. So Summit returning to the power play, down 5-3 with 12:41 to go. Draw's going to be to Ruben Allen's left. One by Nolensville. Here's Jax Dooner carrying the puck into the Summit zone. Hand pass called against Summit. Draw is going to be to Tessier's right. So Summit, who carried a 3-game unbeaten streak into this game to close out their Phase 1 schedule, as Nolensville will win the draw and it's fired past the net. In danger of seeing that go away. A 3-game unbeaten streak coming from a tie with Rutherford and then wins over Hendersonville and Station Camp. Puck back in the Nolensville zone. Grant Rank tried to clear, but he knocked it off Cam White. He gets another whack at it and clears. Here's Jacob Placentia. Back into the Nolensville zone. Sending it down low. Jacob Francie behind the net. Sending it around to the near side. Francie clears. Last minute of the power play for Summit. Puck brought back into the Nolensville zone. Hudson Honeybone looks like he got slashed, and yet they're going to call a penalty. Hudson Honeybone stole the puck, and it looked to me like he got slashed, and there is going to be a penalty called for that. It's Cam White, and it is indeed slashing. So 42 seconds of 4-on-4 with 11:23 to go. Nolensville up 5-3. Draw is going to be to Brady Tessier's right. Draw is won by Nolensville. Justin Osco trying to get it to the front of the net. Cleared out by Summit, but here come Nolensville again. Jack Edwards up with the puck taken off him as he was trying to go to the slot of the Summit zone. Iced by the Spartans since it's 4-on-4. 8 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. And then once that's done, Nolensville will have 79 seconds of power play time. Draw is to the left of Tessier. It's won by Summit. They get it out to center. Penalty time against Nolensville is up there now on the power play for 79 seconds. Puck put out in front of the Nolensville net, intercepted by Trex Hooper. Hooper goes across to Seth Hagan. Hagan in the Summit zone on the left wing side. Pushed into the boards. Hagan comes around to the right wing. Passes down, put in front. Oh, and sent past the net. Honeybone with the puck now, passing down low. They tried to put it in front for Nosco. That's broken up. .30 seconds left in the power play for Nolensville as Summit clear the puck. Picked up inside the Nolensville zone by Honeybone. Honeybone Carrying it into the Summit zone on the left wing side. Around the back of the net. Lost the puck. Summit tried to clear, held in by Nolensville. Cleared out by Summit. Penalty time against Summit is up. They're back at even strength. Puck back in the Nolensville end. Hudson Honeybone's going to clear it out. Trex Hooper shoots it on goal from center and to be turned away by Brady Tessier. Puck cleared by Jacob Francie. Puck dumped back into the Summit zone by Charlie Bonert. Now back the other way comes Summit. Shot goes across the front of the net through the crease from Hunter Haley, and then he's knocked into the boards by Russell Jankowski, and he wanted a call for that. He's not going to get one. Here's Jankowski through center. Left wing side of the Summit zone. Turns the puck over. Puck back in the Nolensville end. Charlie Bonert comes up with it, carries to center. Dumps it into the Summit zone. Now back the other way. Well, carrying it into the Summit zone but having it taken away was Brandon Bello. Now the puck brought back into the Nolensville end. But the Knights able to bring it out. Nope. Actually, it's still in the zone. Henry Cravens with it. And now he'll bring it out. Knocked into the boards, and that's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty against Daniel Lawrence. Roughing call against Lawrence, so Nolens will return to the power play up 5-3, 7:22 to go. Ravenwood beating Father Ryan 3-2. Wow, so Father Ryan jump into Tier 1, and even though they lose to Ravenwood, they only lose by 1. So Father Ryan, I don't know, man. They might hurt somebody's GNASH Cup chances. Either MBA's or Brentwood's. Seth Hagen into the Summit zone. A backhander stopped. Here's Henry Cravens with the blue line shooting, and it missed the net to the right of Tessier. Puck sent around to the far side, held in at the left point. Cravens. Pass across. Hudson Honeybone shaking off a hit attempt. Passing it down. It's behind the net. Passed around to the left point, Cravens. Over to Honeybone. Passes down low, Hagen. Trying to go to the front of the net. Minute left in the power play for Nolensville. Here's a wraparound try by Trex Hooper, and that doesn't work out. Puck kept in at the right point by Seth Hagen. Henry Cravens decides to dump it deep from the left point. Puck comes back around to the right point. Hagen keeps it in. No, but ended up in the Summit bench. 32 seconds left of the power play, 5:54 to go, 5-3 Nolensville. So that win for Ravenwood, it means they start Phase 3 1-0, and it means their GNASH Cup record is now 7-1. Father Ryan cannot win the GNASH Cup because they did not start the season in Tier 1. They started in Tier 2. Same thing for Rutherford. Draw is going to be to the left of Tessier. Won by Nolensville. Ravenwood also only playing one more game in this pre-Christmas slate. Next Wednesday against Mount Juliet, and then they're done, and they'll have 5 games to play in January. Jankowski, one-timer blocked. And it's kept away from Jackson Crawford. Up, but a clearing attempt intercepted by James Gilmartin. Puck in the Nolensville end of the left wing corner. Gilmartin. We get a whistle. We're going to have a penalty. Penalty time against Summit was up. We're going to have a penalty, I think, against Nolensville. Hooking the call against Jack Edwards. So Summit go back to the power play down 5-3 with 5:21 to go. Cam White bringing the puck back into the Nolensville zone, right circle. Jacob Placentia's shot turned away by Ruben Allen. Really hasn't had to do much in this third period. Puck cleared by Nolensville so they can change the line. Minute left in the power play for Summit. Shot in the blue line, gloved down and held on to by Allen. That shot coming from Cam White. .51 seconds left in the power play for Summit. 4:12 to go in the game. 5-3 Nolensville draw to the right of Allen. Here's Jack Stooner, right wing side of the Summit zone, taking a shot turned away by Tessier. Rebound control by the Spartans. But taken back at center by Nolensville. Here is Hudson Honeybone going across to Henry Cravens. Cravens ahead to Seth Hagan. Hagan back in the Summit zone on the right wing side. Gets knocked to his knees. Tried to put it out in front for Dooner. Was unsuccessful in doing so. So here comes Summit. Puck back in the Nolensville zone. There's a shot stopped by Allen. That shot coming from Hunter Haley. Hudson Honeybone slapping the puck up the ice. And that'll kill off the rest of the penalty against Nolensville. They're back at even strength now. Icing waved off against Summit as they get the puck back into the Nolensville end, but it's going to be carried out by Jack Edwards with the game's most recent goal. Puck still in the Summit zone. Nolensville working it around. Jacob Francie left point. Trying to get it to the front of the net. Here's Jack Edwards, a shot. Oh, it missed. Maybe Tessier got a piece of it with the leg pad. I'm not sure. Here comes Summit again. Hunter Haley to the front of the Nolensville net. A shot stopped and covered up by Ruben Allen. 2:10 to go, 5-3 Nolensville leading. Draws to Allen's left, one by Nolensville. Puck whipped around the boards And out for an icing, down for an icing. I'll drop the puck to Allen's right this time. And they're going to call timeout. Summit are going to use their timeout with 1:59 to go, trailing 5-3. Again, coming up next, we got Brentwood against Franklin. Timeout done. Draw is going to be to Ruben Allen's right. Won by Nolensville. Hudson Honeybone trying to clear it up the far boards. The net empty for Summit. They've left Brady Tessier at the bench. Off the timeout. So Summit with the extra attacker. Down by 2. Oh! They score! There was a pass to Caden Cross at the Nolensville blue line. He deflected it behind the blue line. It rolled down the slot between Allen's legs and into the back of the net. What a crazy goal that was. It's Cross's second of the game. It's 5-4 with 97 seconds to go. Allen kind of stayed in his knees and started to move down, but the puck went under him and through. Cross was behind the blue line when he touched the puck. He deflected it. Went in the air, landed right in front of the net, and slid through Allen. Puck back in the Nolensville zone. Brady Tessier going back to the bench for the extra attacker. We're getting a whistle, though. What for? Well, they're going to drop the puck right at center, which means Brady Tessier has to return to the net. I don't know what they called. Draw one by Summit, brought into the Nolensville zone, a shot blocked. Oh, there's a shot from James Gilmartin, stopped and held onto by Allen at the left-hand side of the net. 59.2 seconds to go. Brady Tessier returning to the bench. So Summit once again with a net empty. Draw was to the left of Allen. Oh, and Caden Cross is going to be called for a penalty as he knocked down Hudson Honeybone at the end boards. So Nolensville, it's a cross-checking penalty against Cross. So Nolensville returning to the power play up 5-4 with 53.1 seconds to go. Draw is going to be to Brady Tessier's left as he returns to the net. Nolens will keep the puck in the zone off the draw. Here's Seth Hagen to the front of the net, and Trex Hooper couldn't put it away. Puck behind the net. Comes out in front. Summit with it now. 30 seconds to go, and we're going to have another penalty. As Hudson Honeybone brought down, I think it was Jackson Crawford or Mason Breedlove, one of the two, as they were trying to go to the front of the net. So there goes the power play for Nolensville. 4-on-4 for 97 seconds, 29.5 seconds to go. But again, Summit have now pulled Brady Tessier once more. Draw is going to be to Allen's left. Puck back in front, score! Crawford! A behind the backhanded centering pass from James Gilmartin. And Summit have tied the game 5-5 with 24.6 seconds to go. Oh my goodness. The penalty under the Summit side of the board was accidentally taken down. So that's why there's a holdup here, but unbelievable. Summit come back to tie it 5-5. Penalty time on the Summit side of the board restored. That's the guest side of the board. Puck in the Nolensville zone. Can Summit get a winner here? James Gilmartin and the puck knocked off his stick by Justin Nosko. Puck back in the Summit end. And up. Jack Edwards brought down. The Summit player trying to get the puck away from him. And he's going to go to the box for it. It's a hooking call against Edwards. It was Mason Breedlove he pulled down. So it's a 71-second power play, a 4-on-3 for Summit. 5.2 seconds left. Game tied at 5. Draws to the right of Ruben Allen. Won by Summit. A shot glove by Allen. He hangs on. And time runs down to 0. And this game finishes 5-5 as Summit scored 2 with the net empty. One of them, I'm sure they weren't meaning to score. At least not then. Caden Cross with a deflecting a pass from behind the Nolensville blue line that ends up in the back of the net. Sliding underneath Ruben Allen and through, and then Jackson Crawford scoring the game-tying goal with just under 25 seconds left, and the game ends in a 5-5 tie. Wow. So both teams begin phase 3 with a tie. And they are both 0-1. All right, I'm going to go check the score sheet. All right, so the goals for Summit. 2 for Caden Cross, and 1 each for Hudson Halters, Sean Scott, and Jackson Crawford. For Nolensville-Ensworth-Lipscomb, 2 goals from Trex Hooper, and the others came from Justin Jack Stooner, Jack Edwards, and Seth Hagan. Player of the game is going to be Caden Cross with his 2 goals, including that wacky goal he scored from center that brought Summit within 5-4, where he deflected a pass that went up in the air, came down right in front of the Nolensville net, slid under Ruben Allen and in. Insane. Absolutely insane. So this one finishes 5-all between Summit Page and Nolensville-Ensworth-Lipscomb. And now coming up next is coverage of Brentwood taking on Franklin BGA.